Hello, and welcome to the first Artsnacks unboxing of 2023. In this box we had, as always, our handy info card and Artsnacks sticker. Our snack, which I love peach flavored everything, so pretty excited about that. Some Daniel Smith Sleeping Beauty Turquoise watercolor pigment, what a color name. A Tombow monotwin permanent marker. 2 colors of the Woody 3-in-1 pencil. And a 1/2-inch flat Princeton Snap Brush. So this is why the info cards are so great actually, and I used to not pay much attention to them, but now I always read the whole thing. They have a lot of extra information about each of the supplies that can be really useful and interesting. Now with this watercolor, the Sleeping Beauty and the color name actually comes from the fact that this pigment is made from a gemstone that comes from the Sleeping Beauty Mountain in Arizona. So never would have guessed that. Really interesting. And that also helps it make a lot more sense that as I'm looking, it says if I were to buy this little pan of one color, half pan actually, retail, it would be almost $14. And that's one of the other things I love about Artsnacks is they have a variety in each box of more kind of standard affordable items that would be no big deal to pick some up whenever if you want, because they're not that expensive, but then they also give you the opportunity to try some really high-end supplies that I would obviously never pick up just to try if it didn't come in this box. Another thing that the info card mentions about these watercolors is granular washes. And I can see as I'm painting with these, there is a little more texture and you get some little kind of very subtle variation as you're blending these. A lot of times when I'm using watercolors or watercolor and ink, I want to have that texture as the paint sort of separates with the water. So I've never tried watercolors before that were specifically meant to be granular like this. So this was really fun to try out. Now, I don't know that I will have the budget to get a whole lot of these colors in the future. However, I can see getting maybe a couple just main primary colors to work with for sure. Now moving on to the 3-in-1 pencils. So these are supposed to work like a colored pencil, a wax crayon, and they can blend like watercolors all at once. Those that have watched my unboxing videos before know that I really struggle with big stubby anything kind of resembling a oil pastel. It's just not my favorite. So as I'm starting to use these, yeah, they feel a lot like oil pastels, and it's a bit of a learning curve for me as I'm shading this in. I prefer materials where I can get more kind of picky little fine details. So these are really cool, and I like how versatile they are, and I can see how they'd be great for filling in a large area really fast, definitely. But just due to my personal preference, I don't know how often I'd really use these. I have to say they are blending really nice though. I typically don't enjoy watercolor pencils as well as using ink when blending with watercolor because they leave behind too many of the little sketchy marks and too much texture, but these do blend really smoothly. They're enjoyable to use. They flow really easily across the paper, even with the texture on the watercolor paper. And something neat that I also noted on the info card that I wasn't able to try out today is that they even show up on darker colored or black paper. So that's something that could be really cool that I'll have to try in the future. And I'd be interested to see how well they show up on the dark paper even after being blended with water. As for the brush, I absolutely love it. I was really excited the minute I saw this brush because I have another brush from this exact line from Artsnacks that was a detail brush, and I use it all the time in both my watercolor and acrylic work. So I'm really excited to have a different type of brush from this collection to add to my arsenal. As I just mentioned, I love detail and I like my finished works of art to be really sharp, and with the supplies I just used, I'm not getting sharpness at all. Everything's really soft and blendy and faded. So I'm very excited that this set of materials also came with something to throw an outline on there. Adding a black outline and some further details is really going to make me a lot more excited about my Artsnacks challenge piece today. This marker is from another brand that I love and use a lot. I use tons of their pens and art markers. This particular permanent liner marker is oil-based, which is great because I was a little bit nervous about how it was going to write over the very waxy pencils that I used for a lot of the color. And so it writes perfectly, even over the parts that are super waxy with a lot of concentrated color. And it's even writing quite well over the little bit of a different surface of the watercolor paper. And a lot of times permanent markers don't necessarily work fantastically on watercolor paper depending on the brand. And so I'm really happy with these. Their bullet tip is kind of between a super fine and medium point, kind of right in the middle. And they also have a thick chisel end. So this is fantastic for a variety of line weights depending on the project. What I notice right away as I'm filling in with the chisel end is that I'm not getting streaks, which makes me really excited. A lot of black markers I use for background coverage, even the really nice, good quality ones, they still leave streaks when you're shading in a large area, no matter what you do. So this is really great to see, and I think I'll be using this product a lot. Wow, what a great box to start the year with. I love the color scheme of the materials I got, and all of these are things I could definitely see myself using again in the future as I work on more projects. Oh, something different I'm doing with my Artsnacks challenges this year going forward is I want to make them available for people to purchase and enjoy if they would like. I've had so many people comment that they really love the end results of my Artsnacks challenges and that it's something they would literally hang up. And so I figure, why not? So all of my Artsnacks challenges going forward, they're generally on 9x12 paper, will be available in my eBay shop to purchase for really inexpensive, like 15 bucks. So if you do love what you saw me create in these videos and want to take them home, then definitely go ahead and check out my store and grab it while you can. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time for another unboxing, and I also have some more fun art demos planned that I'll be sharing throughout the next couple months. So if you want to keep seeing what I'm up to, be sure to subscribe. Thank you again. Bye.